It's September 12th, 2023, and this is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. I'm Brian Troxel, and I just became a member of SAG-AFTRA. I've been debating it for a while now, and I finally decided this is the time to go ahead and join the union. Although NewsBrake is a non-union production, I don't even know if I can host the show now that I'm union. I better check with the union. Hold on, everybody. Hello, SAG-AFTRA? Get me Fran Drescher.
It's September 12th, 2023, and this is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. All
right, thanks. False alarm, everyone. Sketchworks NewsBrake is a no-budget production and does not violate SAG-AFTRA rules or strike rules. In fact, hosting it is considered an act of charity. And so, on with the nonsense. Yesterday marked the 22nd anniversary of September 11th, 2001. A harrowing and traumatic date for the country, because on that tragic day, Nickelback released their first mainstream album. New York City hosted multiple 9/11 memorial services throughout the 5 boroughs. After Rudy Giuliani was uninvited to all of them, he responded, "But I'm America's mayor, damn it!" which only worked 22 years ago. A new study shows that an alarming amount of people in the United States don't know who the president is. Even more alarming, one of those people is the president. The Capitol's physician is saying that Senator Mitch McConnell did not suffer from seizures or strokes. The reason being is that one cannot experience those conditions if they're already dead inside. A new CNN poll shows Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley as the only GOP candidate with a hypothetical lead for the 2024 race against President Joe Biden. Her claim from this result is that the U.S. is looking for a new generational leader. Biden responded by saying, "I too am a gravitational leaner." On his show on X, Tucker Carlson interviewed a man who claims he had sex with Barack Obama in 1999. The man's name is Michelle Obama.
I'm Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent Tim Millard. I'm at the Buc-ee's in Calhoun, Georgia. Brian sent me all the way up here to go on a personal shopping trip for him. He wants beef jerky. See that back there? He wants this, Bohemian garlic beef jerky. Brian, I hope you're happy. I'm going to endorse you for this. For Sketchworks NewsBrake, I'm Tim Millard.
Thank you, Tim, for that report. And for that delicious, delicious Buc-ee's jerky. Oh, there's only one thing better than Buc-ee's jerky. The satisfaction you get by subscribing to our YouTube channel. We have a tasty goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we would like you to be one of them. So please click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you join our Patreon, Tim Millard just might send you some beef jerky. An auto strike will most likely occur after 11:59 p.m. on September 14th, when the contract between the United Auto Workers and the Big Three is set to expire. Wait, people are still buying Fords? I had assumed we all agreed upon a sensible Toyota Camry. Now, if you're watching this after 11:59 p.m. on September 14th, either, "See, we told you there would be a strike," or, "Oops, our bad." Officials in Philadelphia are trying to convince a convicted and also escaped murderer to turn himself in by broadcasting his mother's voice from helicopters. Authorities say he'll come out of his hidey hole once his mother yells his full name. Pennsylvania State Police have also given the okay to use deadly force against him. If this helps them stop the escapee, police plan to pre-authorize deadly force on people suspected of crimes. In Pennsylvania non-escaped murderer news, Zach Swope earned a Guinness World Record by going to the movies 777 times between July 2022 and July 2023. Swope said the best part of his achievement was gaining an appreciation for the movie-making process and the hard work from people in front of the camera and especially behind the camera. The worst part of his achievement was Clerks 3. And while we're talking about Hollywood, Danny Masterson is a rapist. The That 70s Show star has been sentenced to 30 years to life for raping 2 women, which means when he gets out, he'll be that 70s-year-old rapist. Masterson's former co-stars, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, each wrote a letter to the judge earning leniency for the rapist. Kutcher wrote in his letter that after 9/11, Masterson was a huge advocate for support of the firefighters affected by the event. You know who else supported firefighters following the events of 9/11? Kutcher and Kunis say they didn't mean to undermine the victims by writing their letters to the judge. But since they already did, oh well. After their arithmetic scores tanked, the Math and Science Exploratory School in New York City wants to drop the words math and science from their name. And if things get worse, they're going to drop the word school. A couple is demanding a refund from Singapore Airlines after sitting next to a farting dog during a 13-hour flight. Look, at least the dog didn't have explosive diarrhea. Ian Wilmot, the British scientist who led the team that cloned Dolly the sheep, has passed away at the age of 79. He is survived by his wife and 4 of himself. Summer's End, not to be confused with Summer's Eve, is approaching. Here with a commentary on the end of the fun season is Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent Bruce Gibson.
Hi Brian, it's Bruce. I'm out here enjoying the last days of summer before it gets all cold. It's really hot. My ice cream is melting really bad right now, but I just want to let you know that winter's coming. To everybody watching, take advantage of it now. Oh my God, it's a mess out here. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Bruce. Hey, Bruce, you got a little something on your face. It's right there. Yeah, you got it, Bruce. Speaking of stuff on Bruce's face, it's time once again for
Cocaine News!
A Royal Navy warship seized more than a ton of cocaine in the Caribbean, while closer to home, an Allegheny County Sheriff's deputy tested positive for cocaine after an hours-long standoff and shootout in Pittsburgh. And a former escort says in 2011 she was forced to give oral copulation to then Suffolk County Police Chief James Burke at a cocaine-fueled party on Long Island. Burke said she misunderstood him when he asked for blow. And that is your weekly bump of cocaine news. A lot of cop and coke this week. A Florida man is facing criminal charges. Gee, there's a shock. After trying to attempt to cross the Atlantic Ocean in a man-made hamster wheel. If found guilty, he will have to serve 3 to 5 years as a second-grade pet. On Friday, comedian Paul Rubens' cause of death was revealed. It was Francis Buxton. The movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 just opened in theaters, which I only know because it's on my teleprompter right here. Here with a report on a new Greek dating app is Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent Kathy Poley.
Thanks, Brian. I'm reporting today from my home office because this is where I made the discovery I'm going to talk to you about today. A new dating app catering only to Greek singles has been advertising on YouTube and other online and streaming video services. As a Greek American, this intrigued me and I wanted to learn more about this dating service. Now, the app is called Yasu, which is the Greek word for hello and goodbye. It's basically the Greek equivalent of aloha, if you will. Now, many singles trying the app for the first time say they found it a bit confusing because everyone on the app is named either Constantine, Nicholas, or Maria and has a last name ending in Opolis. Now, the creators of the app, Demetrius and Yorgos Papadopoulos, no relation, have said that they have upped their advertising budget to try to get a larger number of profiles on the app. Now, they're going for volume because the average Greek will only be compatible with 10% of the singles on the app because they're related to the other 90%. I asked the creators to describe a typical date between two Greek app users. First, both singles will be half hour to an hour late to the date, and because they operate on Greek time. Now, this means that they can show up whenever they damn well please. Then, because Greeks are always excited to meet other Greeks, they will hug and greet each other warmly as if they were the last two survivors of Alderaan. They will have dinner at a diner owned by one of the female single's 20 cousins, and the male single will spend the whole night saying how his mother makes this dish only better. The app is thriving because it has $5 million of startup money invested by Greek grandmothers all over the world who don't understand why their grandchildren can't get married to a nice Greek and have 5 children just like their cousin Tina. We wish the app creators nothing but success, mainly because we're afraid of the Greek mafia. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Kathy. You know, when Kathy said she was going to do a report on a Greek dating site, I thought she meant Grindr. Speaking of Grindr, the company behind the gay dating app lost nearly half of its employees after trying to force them to return to the office. Employees say Grindr mandated the return as retaliation for unionizing. It seems the app meant to help you find dicks is run by a bunch of dicks. Turning to sports, of course, the FIBA basketball champions are Germany. Worse yet, the USA lost to Canada for the bronze medal. Oh well. We're number 4. The NFL began its new season over the weekend, meaning that for the next 4 months, grown men will once again have purpose in their lives. Time now for a segment we like to call the Zoo News Review. Traumatized visitors at the Perth Zoo in Australia watched as an orangutan threw a possum to its death from a tower. Sources at the zoo revealed the orangutan formerly lived in a zoo in Alabama and would enter the annual possum throwing contest. Seems like old habits die hard, just like that possum died hard. In other orangutan news, a 4-month-old orangutan from California has arrived at Zoo Atlanta. The cute little primate is practicing his possum throwing skills so he can adapt to living in Georgia. Hey, you could take lessons from that orangutan in Australia. Meanwhile, at the Denver Zoo, veterinarians gave a CT scan and ultrasound to one of its fish because zoo employees noticed the fish was swimming abnormally. It turns out the fish had inflamed intestines and will be just fine until it sees its medical bill. Smucker's is buying Hostess for $5.6 billion. While Hostess is best known for Twinkies and Ding Dongs, Smucker's first move is to get its jelly inside the Ho-Hos. A grenade found at an East Harlem subway station prompted a bomb squad investigation. But all was okay when it turned out that the grenade was just Lizzo wearing mesh. Elon Musk and Grimes welcomed their third child, Techno Mechanicus. When asked why they went with Techno Mechanicus for the name, the couple said because Blu-ray douche fart only looked good on paper. And that's all for Sketchworks NewsBrake. We'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. I'm Brian Troxel. Say hi to your mom for me. She also looks good on paper.
And let's see. I'll just follow my orders here.
Overall, just 28% of Americans say Biden inspires confidence. That's down 24 points from 2 years ago when he was just 4 months into his presidency.